welcome to Crew Squad Studios Movie Madness. And before I begin the video today, let me apologize for the video I made last week that didn't have any sound. I don't know what happened. I'm really sorry. It was a great video, and I'll try to get it up again sometime, but really, I'm just kind of annoyed that it had sound. Like, I put it up, and then it lost sound, so I really don't know why it did that. But anyways, not talking about that today. Today, we have a very special guest to the show. And it's Logan Edwards, a kid I found on the side of the road.
I go to school with him.
No, he goes to school with me, and we often discuss movies, don't we?
Often.
Very often. Anyways, today we have a very good show for you. We have the most overrated movies of all time and the most underrated movies of all time. So if you're very confused, overrated means we think that people really liked them, but we frankly did not. And underrated means people really hated him and we did not. I don't know how we could get those confused. But anyways, there you go. That's the explanation of the video. Now we're going to start with Logan. Logan, what is the most underrated movie in your opinion?
Well, my opinion would be probably Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith.
Okay, that's a pretty good choice.
It's
not a bad movie.
It's a prequel to Star Wars A New Hope, which was the beginning of the original Star Wars trilogy.
That's very good.
But it's talking about like how Anakin really turns to the dark side, Hayden Christensen, he's not the best actor I've seen.
He is.
Yeah.
He's probably on the track to being one of the worst actors. And really, what I find confusing is why he was even considered for the role. Because George Lucas, I mean, he could have just gone up to anybody. Like, hey, Brad Pitt, I'm doing a Star Wars movie. Want to be Anakin? Yeah. But he chose Hayden Christensen.
Yeah.
It was just a bad choice. He's just a bad actor. And frankly, no one likes him. So, yeah.
Compared to Ewan McGregor, who plays Obi-Wan.
He is a very good actor.
He's, compared to him, it makes Anakin not really look a very good actor.
Baby,
he does, really.
But the movie itself is not that bad. I'm glad you chose this because I hate Episode 1 and 2, but this one isn't that bad. I think it's the visual effects and stuff like that are really good.
Yeah, but my favorite out of the visual effects would probably be the effects on Mustafar.
Yes, the lava battle. That was very, very, very well done.
Like you see on the bonus disc for the Episode 3, there's all the special feature disc. It has it shows how all these people everyone who was involved with just 1 minute of the the lava battle.
It took a lot of work to make that, and it looked very good.
Yeah, there's
I believe it did win an Oscar for visual effects. I mean, I could be mistaken. You can correct me in the comments if you want, but the visual effects and the story, it's a little iffy. But really, what pulls the movie is Ian McGregor and Samuel L. Jackson and those people, and even Yoda was freaking BA in that movie. He was really cool. That fight that he had in the Senate with Sidious, that was awesome.
That was
that
a great
too.
battle.
And but I think it struggled. The struggles were Hayden Christensen acting, and same with Natalie Portman. She sucked in this movie too. She's not very good. And
in Attack of the Clones, she was a lot better actor. She was a lot more interesting. She had she didn't really shoot people as much as she did.
Yeah, she was pregnant.
She was pregnant in the whole movie, so she was actually pretty BA in the second movie. So
which was kind of a step down. But yeah, that's not a bad movie. So I think out of 10, I give it maybe a generous 7.
Yeah.
Just because of the visuals and the some of the acting is pretty good.
Yeah.
And the directing's not, and the cinematography is very good. The landscape shots of Coruscant, they're very good.
Yeah, definitely.
And alright, so what's your most overrated movie of all time?
Avatar.
Yes.
That movie sucked.
Oh my gosh, why is this the number one best the biggest box office movie? I can't talk today. It is number 1 on Box Office Mojo. This movie made the most out of any movie. Nope, it wasn't Star Wars, it wasn't Indiana Jones, it wasn't any of those. It was Avatar.
Yeah.
Now, why do you think it sucks? There's
really, I don't see a point in the whole movie.
It's probably the most unoriginal script I've ever seen. I mean, really, they take the whole plot from Dances with Wolves and all those other movies like that are just require some guy entering an Indian territory, and yeah, it's just that sci-fi, and it's really, this movie made me so mad because I love Terminator 2 and Aliens, and the first Terminator's good too, but Terminator 2 and Aliens are two masterpieces in filmmaking.
Definitely.
I think. Yeah, they're very, very entertaining and very good because they used practical effects, which, if you've seen my debate with Kiefer, you may know that I love practical effects, and these two movies used them very well, and when they were needed and stuff, like, in Terminator 2, when they were doing they were fighting with the big truck and the motorcycle, that was all real effects. They weren't, like, they really had some guy with a motorcycle drive off and land into that. I think that's amazing. But Avatar went away from everything that James Cameron built upon, and it's just not a good movie. It's really, I mean, the acting's okay and the visuals are cool. It's fun to look at, but really I'd rather just watch it muted and just mute the whole movie and look at the visuals. That's the only redeeming factor it has. But it's a pretty terrible movie, and I will never understand why it's number one.
I will never buy that movie.
Yeah. Nobody did, but really, it's not a good movie, and I think it is probably number one because he jacked up the price when, I think he re-released it in 3D, and he jacked up the price like $10 or something like that, and that's just crazy, and it's not worth any like that. And they're making like 3 more of them. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
That's a terrible idea.
That is the worst news I've heard all day.
I'm done with James Cameron, really. I mean, really, he can't compete nowadays with Christopher Nolan and Peter Jackson and all these other great directors.
Definitely not with Christopher Nolan.
Yeah, Christopher Nolan's a master. If you haven't seen Interstellar by now, it's an amazing movie.
I have not.
He hasn't seen it.
I'll be seeing that.
It's
very
incredible. It's incredible. And anyways, I guess you want to move on to mine now?
Yeah, sure. Let's go.
Okay. What should we start with? Overrated or under?
What's your most overrated movie?
Okay, my most overrated movie. I don't know if... I've just heard some people say that this movie is good. I don't know if it's considered an overrated movie, but it is considered an overrated movie because it sucks. Terminator 3, Rise of the Machines is one of the most... I hate this movie so much. It's so stupid. It's... like, James Cameron had this great script for a third one, and then there was that one guy in the conference room and said, "Ooh, I have an idea. Why don't, instead of an awesome BA Terminator, let's make it a woman so we don't look sexist." That's a terrible idea. Don't do that. It ruined the entire movie. You can't just... And she was so stupid. She was not as cool as the T-1000. The T-1000 had knives in his hands, and he would stab people, and he could turn into somebody else. This is just a woman. Yeah, like, whatever. I mean, I'm all for it, like, give power to women and all that, but don't do this. This is so stupid. This is, and also, other stuff about this movie. It's so, I've said it's stupid, but, like, the acting, like, whoever the heck John Connor's girlfriend is in that movie, she always has the face of, I mean, that's not believable at all. Like, even Arnold was so stupid in this movie. He just was like old, and he came back. It was like, oh, go, or just, I don't care. It's just,
back.
I'm back, using my old catchphrases because this movie sucks, and I can't carry these movies anymore because this movie was way better. Judgment Day is awesome. Judgment Day is one of my top 20 favorite movies, and this movie is probably my top 10 worst movies.
He was a lot more funnier in the last one.
Yeah, and this, to have one movie, have the second movie be in my top 20, and the third one be in my top 10 worst movies of all time, that's actually an accomplishment. I mean, you've made, like, the crappiest movie of all time, in my opinion. This is the stupidest movie. I mean, if you like it, okay, I won't come over and punch you, but really, this is a terrible movie, and there's nothing redeemable about it. The effects are cheesy, they stopped using practical effects, and it's just a bad movie, and
but they did cover it up with the fourth one, though.
The fourth one is actually very underrated. It's not my most underrated movie of all time, but it's
pretty decent.
With Sam Worthington and Christian Bale. Yeah, that wasn't bad. I thought it was going to be a total disaster, but it wasn't like the third one was. The third one was just a steaming pile of crap.
Definitely.
Yeah, though. Hey, it's my first rant on this show. I've kind of praised movies, but I really got mad at a movie. I hate Terminator 3.
I'm with you.
And, alright, my underrated movie.
Underrated.
You're probably going to say, what? You liked that movie? Yeah, I did. I liked The Lone Ranger.
I love that movie.
It's
That was
a good
great
movie. It's so fun. I don't know. I think there's a few problems with it, but it's really, I mean, it's just an entertaining movie, and it's fun to watch Johnny Depp be all crazy Captain Jack Sparrow again. And I mean, it wasn't, of course, as good as Pirates, but it's just a fun movie. I grew up watching the old Lone Ranger black and white TV shows with my grandpa, and we'd like to watch those. And then when this movie came out, I was really excited, and it didn't disappoint me at all. I thought the visual effects were great, like with the trains moving past each other and stuff.
Yeah,
like
the music
that.
was great.
And the music was really good. Hans Zimmer kind of brought back the old
finale music.
Yeah, and but he like made it really kind of modernized, but not too modernized like dubstep. But
Yeah.
it was really cool. He added like probably more violins and a bigger orchestra to it, and
Definitely, yeah.
it sounded really
and
cool.
more stringy section to it.
It's a more stringy section, and but yeah, it's a good movie. The acting is great. That guy Armie Hammer, I think he's a really good actor, and this movie really didn't get enough credit for what it is. It really, I think it's a great movie, and it's really like, I mean, people everywhere are saying it's a terrible movie, and I really don't understand why.
Yeah.
I guess they kind of dealt with the slaughtering of the Indians pretty. That was kind of a bad move, but
Yeah, that really did affect people back then.
yeah,
Definitely.
it did, and but really, I mean, I think it's a very entertaining movie. Like,
Yeah.
it's a kind of a good journey story, like journey to see him become this great American hero,
Yeah.
which is the Lone
Like
Ranger. and
modern day stuff. We don't really think back to the old cowboys and Indians days
Yeah,
anymore.
it
but
was kind of
it's good to go back to the old western time.
Because nowadays we only get a Marvel movie every so months, and I was kind of tired of those, so I wanted something else, and this was perfect. I thought it was a great movie.
I'm saying something like nowadays, sometimes the new like city setting and like the old like New York.
Yeah,
settings,
we never
like,
really think about like cowboy villains and
the old west like
the same
Texas
thing,
kind of setting.
Yeah, we did the same thing with the Mask of Zorro. That's kind of the same setting. That's a great movie too.
Great movie.
Very good movie. Very cool choreography with the sword fighting in that movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways, The Lone Ranger came out the same day as Despicable Me 2, which I think Despicable Me kind of killed it at the box office, but really, The Lone Ranger is a much better movie, and frankly, I thought Despicable Me was kind of stupid.
I
just made one of my friends really mad, but
I
really,
never got to see it, honestly.
it's not that good. It's like, really, Despicable Me is probably one of the most overrated movie franchises of all time. And one day I'm gonna bring my friend up here and we're gonna have a debate, which is Toy Story versus Despicable Me. So put in the comments if you are actually watching this video and tell us which one you want to win. So we'll do that sometime. But yeah, so underrated, Lone Ranger, overrated, Terminator 3.
Me, underrated is definitely Star Wars Episode 3, and overrated is definitely Avatar.
Alright, well, thank you so much for watching this video on Crew Squad Studios, where we take lame effects to make, well, pretty lame videos. So, yeah, tune in next time. We'll see ya.